Hi foodies, let's get started on this succulent roast. So I got the roast from Costco, very affordable. I just cleaned it, trimmed some of the fat, rinsed it with water and lime juice, pat dried it, and now I'm putting in slits. In some of the slits, I'm going to put some thinly sliced garlic for flavor to make it tender as well. And in some of those same slits that I made, I'm going to put green seasoning. This is a blend of scallion, onion, garlic, thyme, some parsley. Did I say onion? Um, and some scotch bonnet. So push that into the slits. If you have an injector, you can do this. You can use it to get this into the meat. We want this to be very flavorful. Aside from that, I have in this bowl some salt, Montreal steak seasoning, crushed allspice, and black pepper. That's going into the slits as well, and it's going all over the meat. Just rub it in, press in that seasoning. You want to make sure you let this sit in the fridge at least overnight. Okay, so the next day, I just got my oil and butter in a oven safe pot. And then what you want to do is to sear the roast. So just get some color on the outside, get that nice beautiful crust before we cook it in the oven. So just turn it on all the sides until you get that beautiful brown crusting going on. Once that meat is browned all over, I just take it out of the pot and I'm going to add beef broth. You could add beef stock. If you don't have any of those, you can just do hot water and a beef seasoning cube. Then I add some red label wine just because I felt like using it. You can use whatever wine you want. A red dry wine is fine here, but I wanted to use my Jamaican Red label wine. You want to stir this around for at least a minute to loosen everything that's stuck to the bottom of the pot. Then add some garlic, onion, and carrot. Okay, this is going to flavor up that gravy, that liquid that the meat is going to sit in. Okay, then some fresh thyme, a bay leaf, and of course, just lay the roast right in there. Okay. Make sure your oven is preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. You want it hot and ready to go. We're going to put this in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes. Then you're going to use a meat thermometer to check the thickest part of the meat. If it's at 140, then that's about medium temperature. If you like your meat at medium, then you can take it out. I was going to, but then I changed my mind and I cooked it a little bit longer. I didn't want it to dry out, so just a little longer, and that took me to more of a medium well to well done temperature, and I was happy with that. This is what it looks like when it is done. You want to let this rest. So take it out of that liquid on a plate somewhere, let it rest before you slice it, okay? Then we're going to make the gravy. Very simple, okay? Strain off that liquid, then put it right back into the pot on the stove and add a slurry. The slurry is just a mixture of cornstarch and water. It's very easy. Just whisk it in quickly and allow that gravy to simmer for at least a minute and a half. Taste it to see if you want to add soy sauce, ketchup, tomato paste, whatever you like. You can go ahead and add it after you taste. Okay. After tasting it, I just added a little Worcestershire sauce and ketchup, and I was good with that. If it's getting a little too thick, you can always add some more hot water or beef broth. So once the meat has rested for at least 5 minutes, I mean, you can do a little more, okay? Just cover it, let it stay warm, but rest it for at least 5 minutes. Then you can slice it up. You want to slice against the grain because that's going to make each slice tender, easy to chew. So the grain of the meat is running left to right here in this case. So I'm going to cut up and down in the opposite way. So just look at your roast to see where the muscle fibers are going, what direction, and cut in the opposite. It's those thin lines that you see on the meat. Just cut in the opposite direction of where they're going. That will allow you to get tender, juicy, easy to chew slices of meat. Remember, this is a tough cut of meat. It's not a tender cut of meat. So even though we cooked it nicely, cutting it properly helps as well. Okay? Let me tell you, this is a cheap cut of beef, but it was perfection. The fat that was left on the beef while it roasted added so much flavor and tenderness, and the seasoning was good. I had it with some mashed potatoes, carrot, and green peas. You just want to pour that gravy all over if that's what you like, because that gravy is going to be so good. If you're not that type, then you can just do it like this. Put it only on the beef. So whoever's in your family, plate it up nicely for them, however they like it. This was so scrumptious and I can't wait for you guys to try it. Let me know how it works out for you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.